Further remarks? The good member from the 2nd District, Representative Marshall.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would urge you to support this amendment with me. It's a good amendment. It ensures that we're not shifting the goalposts. When anybody runs for office, there's certain standards that we would expect to face as far as the criteria for that office, the roles, the responsibilities. There's a concern here beyond just years of law enforcement experience, but that's also the change of decertifying the sheriff and then removing them from office. These are things that the elected sheriffs of our state were not put on notice as a possibility or a likelihood for their constitutionally protected office. In criminal law, if a statute changes and a crime was committed before the statute was changed, the standard of whatever the statute was at the time of the offense is what's applied by the courts. This is different than that, and it shouldn't be. Now, with my sheriff, there's a lot of concern that decertification for comments that were made publicly that were known during the election process are somehow going to be tied to a decertification process and then a removal from office because there are some that very much disagree with what was said. This is causing a lot of frustration amongst the sheriffs, and it's culminated with my sheriff going viral after some of his testimony on this very bill right here. While I'm not going to speak to whether or not it was justified, there was a lot of frustration about this branch unilaterally changing the criteria for him to remain in his office. Now, I think that his frustration could be summed up with a great quote by Marvin Heemeyer, and it's that I was always reasonable until I had to be unreasonable. Sometimes reasonable men must do unreasonable things. Let's not provoke any of our sheriffs. Let's just ensure that this amendment is adopted and the ones that were elected before this change in law are protected in their constitutional office. So please vote yes.